Well, hello, Cowboy Nation and Cowboy Headquarters, and welcome to the Cowboy Huddle. Before we get started, I want to say thank you to all the subscribers and all those that follow this channel. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for liking the video. Make sure you do like the video because hopefully I'll give you information that you can use for the rest of the week. And as you know, it's been reported that we had two injuries today. We had an injury to Dak Prescott. They're saying a compound fracture and a dislocation to his ankle. And I saw when Dak went down, I saw the placement of his foot, that it was broken. I knew right off the back that his foot was broken. So his ankle was broken, rather, not his foot. But it has yet to be confirmed the severity of his ankle, but we do know that it is a major injury. And we pray that Dak will receive a speedy recovery, which we know it's going to take time for him to recover. And you could tell, Dak means a lot to the Dallas Cowboys. Whether you want to admit it or not, but Dak means a lot to the Dallas Cowboys. And with his tenure here with the Dallas Cowboys, because just the people in the stadium and the players and our Cowboy headquarters, it just affected us all in a bad way. Really feel sorry for Dak to have to experience such an injury as he has. Really, it's going to probably change the game for us. And I know some people, I've heard a few people say, well, maybe Andy Dalton to come in and do better than Dak, but I'm gonna say this about Andy Dalton, which I have to give kudos to Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones, because basically that was a great investment. It was a great investment to bring Andy Dalton on. We wasn't expecting this to happen, but because it did, we was able to bring Andy Dalton in the game, and with his experience and with his time being in the league, it definitely helped us in more ways than one. Because you can trust Andy Dalton. I'm sure we all was kind of a little skeptical in the beginnings, like, why are we bringing Andy Dalton? Well, the reason we brought Andy Dalton was due to the fact that we didn't know if Dak was going to sign. So it was a business move on the Cowboys' part to bring in someone that could probably step in even if he didn't sign, or if he held out to any type of situation that was on that was taking place at the time. So my heart goes out to Dak. My heart goes out to Dak because now that ends his season. It ends his season. I'm sure he's going to go under surgery, have some surgery done to his ankle, and just the recovery time is just a process. What I want to talk about is, we all know that Dak was playing under the franchise, and this right here is a prime example why a lot of players do not want to play under the franchise tag. And even though we know that Dak is will be paid $31 million this year, but God forbid that it happens. But if Dak doesn't recover like expected, the worst that could happen to Dak is basically he doesn't get signed and he find himself, for next year, find himself, basically with that 31 million. this is what DeMarcus Lawrence basically was griping about. He did not want to play on the franchise tag, and this is the prime example why a lot of players don't want to play on the franchise tag, because you go out there and you commit your body, you sacrifice your body for a team, and then you get injured, something like this, which I think I've talked about in one of our videos earlier before the season started. We were talking about the contract. Personally, I understand people saying, well, because of the quarterbacks that are being signed, they're being signed to a higher contract with more money and everything. But basically, I'm just saying me, I felt that Dak should have signed the contract. And I understand this is probably not the time to talk about that, but the thing about, if Dak would have signed the contract, he would have been guaranteed. Okay? And for all you guys that don't understand how the women that don't understand how this contract worked versus franchise, is basically he was under 1 year deal for $31 million. Well, there's nothing else that comes behind the $31 million. And we pray and hope that Dak recovers well. That he may return back to the field, and continue doing what he was doing before. But now, on the business side, if y'all hear that noise, that's my ceiling fan. I got my ceiling fan on. I've been outside. Just came back from the game, and well, not from the game, from the Cowboys headquarters. Cuz appreciate the hospitality and all the group of guys that I hang out with. Hot Dog, Black, my nephew, Lil Tim, and the rest of the crew. I always enjoy when we get together, but here we are now, not knowing the certainty of Dak's future. When you think about it, basically football is a business. We as fans, we look at it as entertainment. But, one thing I can't say, when my son was playing, I couldn't even enjoy the game. I could not enjoy the game because when he was out there on the field, I'm more concerned about him playing well, but also not getting injured. Now that he's retired, I can enjoy football a lot more because I know he's not out there playing. But the whole time that my son was playing in the league, it was nerve-wracking, because this is something that you don't want to happen. And when you're sitting amongst, at the time it was Sam Hurd and who else? Jason Witten and Tony Romo and Dez Bryant, and all these guys was playing at the time. So, we all sat in the family section. It was more like, nail biting. You got your fingers crossed. Just let them get through this game without getting injured. So that's why anytime someone gets injured, man, my heart goes out to them, because, as a fan, if you don't have a family member, it's more like, okay, bring the next guy in. Okay, get him off the field, get the next guy in. But, that's somebody's son, that's somebody's brother, that's somebody's husband, and, we don't look at it like that, but I've experienced it. My son, he tore his ACL first preseason game, and he was out the whole season. Then once he left the Cowboys, he went over to the Cardinals, and sure enough, he tore his shoulder. And as a business in the NFL, it's more about putting this tag on you, and this tag is called the damaged goods. This is what happens behind the scene. Now you consider damaged goods, because of the injuries. And if the injuries continue to pile up, just like with Sean Lee. Sean Lee is blessed to still be on the roster. Same thing with, Van Der Esch. But if, because of Van Der Esch and his reoccurring issues with his neck, if anything was to happen after his contract is up, he could probably just do 4 years and be done with it because now that he has this tag on him with this neck injury, you know. But with Dak, it's more concerning because he was playing on the franchise tag, so we don't know what the future holds for Dak. But right now, I'm just hoping that he recovers well and he makes a speedy recovery and continue to doing what he was doing. But I can truly say that it was great investment on Dallas' part for bringing Andy Dalton in, which he came in. He did well. At the end, he laid that ball right there in Gallup's arms, right in between his hands. So you can't beat that, and that really sets up the game winner for us. But so that was a good investment, and hopefully Andy can come in and pick up where Dak left off and continue to do a good job at quarterback. Tristan Hill, they're saying something about his knee. And see, this is a thing I don't like about you can't hit the quarterback. The reason Tristan Hill got hurt was due to the fact he was trying to keep Daniel Jones from hitting the ground so he wouldn't get a flag. You remember a few weeks ago he got fined because they called it a helmet to helmet. So it's just this knick-knack stuff that they got in place where you can't do this and you can't do that. So basically what Tristan was trying to do is he hit Daniel Jones, but when he was going down he was trying to hold him up. But guess what? While he was trying to hold Daniel Jones up, he injured himself. So I really hate the way the game is set up today because I understand they're trying to protect the quarterbacks, but man, I'm gonna tell you, I know some quarterbacks, man, that have so many injuries. I mean, if you look at Roger Staubach's fingers, man, all his fingers are like just twisted and everything else. Just the game of football is a lot tougher. Which I don't take anything from the game today, but it's just I think the rules are, makes the game a little bit softer. So Tristan Hill might be out as well. So I'm sure they're gonna probably call up Gallimore. Gallimore probably get more reps, and they're probably preparing him to get ready to play in the game. So yes, we had two major injuries, two major players on our team. So more adjustments to come. Now let's talk about the game. We end up winning the game. True that. I'm not really impressed with the game. We won, but either our division is that weak or this is two divisional teams trying to beat each other. You can look at it either way. Maybe these two teams, we know this division, we both need the game, so maybe New York, they knew what was at stake, and the same with us. But again, we started out slow. Drove the first possession and scored a field goal. We didn't get in the end zone. So I think our play calling can still use some. We I don't know. I'm still not sold on Kellen Moore. I mean, he did some good things, but it's just I play calling on offense, man. It's just I don't know, man. It's not where it should be, man. Every possession with the receivers that we have, it's like we always wait to the fourth quarter. Then that's when we get into this groove, to this desperation mode, and to try to get in position to win. I don't understand why we can't keep this same desperation mentality from kickoff until the end of the game. Personally, I can say on offense, we got a makeshift front line. They did pretty decent. I think we could have did more. Just I play calling doesn't go. It doesn't mesh with our talent. And I really don't think, our offensive coordinator Kellen Moore is not putting our players in the best position to win. I saw it was 3rd and 2, and we threw the ball on 3rd and 2, and we missed it when we should have been running Zeke. When Zeke already, after the injury of Dak, when he scored the touchdown, he's already got in his mind, I'm gonna carry this team. So let's feed Zeke. We didn't do that. Basically, what it boils down, I just think our coordinators, our offensive coordinator, and our defensive coordinator are not up to par. Same goes with our defensive side of the ball. They brought Mike Nolan down from the press box and brought him down to the field. He made a few stops, but it's still the same old secondary. Our secondary is still struggling. Still, there was wide open passes to receivers from New York where there was not a defender in sight. And Mike Nolan, I really think the game has passed him up. I really think the game is passing him up to where it makes our offense have to work that much harder because of what we give up on defense. So, Mike Nolan, again, I'm not really impressed with your defensive scheme. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if the playbook is too big. I'm not sure if it's the players are not good enough or if it's the scheme. I heard somebody say there's Mike Fisher said something about there's 3 doors, and behind the 3 doors you got to pick what the problem is. Is it the players? Is it the coaching, or is it the scheme? Which the scheme goes with the coaching. But personally, behind all 3 doors, there's a problem behind all 3 doors. What do they do to try to correct this issue? I have no idea, but they're going to have to try to fix this. I thought maybe this would be a game where we would basically cruise through this. I told you I wanted to see smooth transition. There was no smooth transition. There was no smooth flow of the game. I guess an 0-14. McCarthy, I just don't know what McCarthy's doing. I don't know if he's pitching in on the play calling. Head coach to me is supposed to manage the game. If you're not going to call the offense or the defense, it's your job to see what's working and what's not working. And if you see 3rd and 2 and he's calling a pass, I have to, as a head coach, I have to tell my offensive coordinator, hey, no, let's run this ball on 3rd and 2. What I see is Zeke is doing good. Let's continue to run the ball. But that didn't happen. But let me say this again. I think we have the best receivers probably in the league. Even though I don't think all 3 of our receivers will reach 1,000 yards. But the thing about the beauty of our receivers is when you need them, they're always there. CeeDee Lamb came up big. Amari Cooper came up big. And we know that Michael Gallup came up big. So when you have that type of receiving core, you should be able to do whatever you want to do. But the thing about it is your receivers will not continue to be open if that's all you're going to do is pass. You got to bait the defense in with a mixture of run, pass. We need the 50-50 balance. I know in the beginning we didn't have the 50-50 balance. It was, pretty much all pass, overrun. Then I think we kind of got a little bit closer to pass run. But again, man, I really think that our coordinators, man, is just not. They're not where they need to be. Same goes for our special teams. I mean, these guys was going to kick a field goal, and the guy just so happened the offensive lineman moved, but man, there was a guy out wide. Now, one secondary player recognized that guy was out there. You got 58, you got 50-some people, players on the sideline along with your coaches, and no one saw that this guy was wide open. And you know what? The guy released downfield, and the ball was thrown deep, wide open. Man, we're not going to get that far if we continue to play like this. We're not. I'm not looking for a 7-9 season to get in the playoff. We need to be clicking on all cylinders, and we need to be running through these teams. I don't know. But we got the win. Oh, it's a bad day in Dallas, man. It's a bad day. It's such a bad day with the injuries to Dak, injuries to Tristan, the problems we have with our coordinators. Damn. This shouldn't have been a game, y'all. And then I guess in our offensive defense, I mean the front line, man, you guys are all professionals, man. You got to be ready to play when they call your number. So that's what you got to do, man. So I'm not gonna hold you any longer, man. I just wanted to kind of get on here and kind of talk about this game tonight, which we pulled off the win, which now moves us up to what, 2-3. Unacceptable, if you ask me, y'all. Unacceptable. But anyway, I think we have Arizona Cardinals next week, and I don't know how we're going to stop Kyler Murray, but we have to do something. Kyler Murray. Kind of sound like Kyler Murray. But anyway, man, like I said, I don't want to hold you guys up any longer, man. But we did get the win tonight. But it was such a tragic loss that what we experienced and what we saw tonight. So Andy Dalton is going to be our guy. And we still got a lot of work to do, guys. We got a lot of work to do. And McCarthy, I just don't get it, dude. I don't get it. So this is nothing to celebrate. I'm not excited. It's a win, which we supposed to have won this game. But with the score, oh my gosh, we gave up 30-something points to an 0-14. We got our work cut out for us, people. So anyway, you guys enjoy the rest of your night, and we'll get ready for the Cardinals. Come back in before the week is out, and we'll examine the Cardinals and see what our game plan is. So let's see what happens. All right. Y'all have a great night. Talk to you later. Deuces.